So I'm gonna go ahead and record it. Okay, guys, welcome. Thanks so much for being here today. It is Wednesday, April 18th. I appreciate you being on the call. I know it's been kind of really screwy. Usually we have first and third weeks our Zoom call. No, second and fourth weeks are Zoom calls. Is that right? Sorry, now I'm even messing up. Sorry. My daughter usually has Girl Scouts on Wednesday, so I kind of was switching things around. Usually the second and fourth weeks we have Girl Scouts, but she canceled it today, and I'm leaving to Cancun, so I'll be gone next week. So I just opened up the call this week. I hope that makes sense. So normally we have our Zoom calls first and third week of each month, and then the second and the fourth week of each month we do like a video call or something like that. Or I do like a video, sorry, not a video call, you know what I mean, a video that I post on the team page. Okay, so let's get started. I just want to tell you guys we had an awesome month last month, fantastic. I wanted to, I'm going to start, you're going to start seeing a shift with shouting out volume producers, shouting out team builders, and Success Club. Because I think we get caught up in Success Club, and it's like, and again, it is how we build our business. We can't deny that. It's how we build our business. It's how we build awesome challenge groups. It's how we change people. So it's Changing Lives Club. And you know, whether you made 2 points or 10 points, you're all contributing to the team and you're doing amazing, and I'm proud of that. But there's something called volume that I have not shouted out, and I think that we need to do that, because you can get maybe 0 Success Club points but be a top volume producer that week from residual Shakeology sales coming in, and just residual, like maybe not a challenge pack you sell, but maybe you sell a program. Does that make sense? And so I want to really celebrate people for volume purposes at all, because it's not just about Success Club points. That's great. That builds our team. We know that gets us into Success Club. We earn free stuff. But it's really about volume too, and about your team producing volume. Because the more points your team produces, the more you cycle. And the more you cycle, the more you build a team, and the more that you obviously help more people and you make more money. And that's really, it's a twofold. So you're going to start seeing, this month it's going to be the regular Success Club banner. Switching to next month, we're going to start seeing a little bit of a volume producer type of thing, like the top volume, and then, you know, top, I guess, I can't think of the word, but the most coaches added type of thing. Okay, so that being said, make sure you make it a habit. Like from now on, the 3rd of every single month, like I'm going to check the file, and if your name's not on there, you're just not going to get shout out. Okay, so I can run I can run a report in the back office, which I'm going to have to start doing. But as for right now, I want to make sure that you are adding your own Success Club points. You're adding your own coaches right now. As our team gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it's just sometimes each team splits off. Like Christina has her own team page, and maybe Erin has her own team page, and Michelle, and all these different people. And so I may not even know 6 levels deep, but it's still important to celebrate people. And so it's important to make sure that your people know how to upgrade the file. So just make sure it's a habit. All I'm saying is make sure you have a habit of upgrading the team file maybe every Thursday morning. Just make it a habit. And so, and then make sure you have it updated by the 1st of the month for sure. Because I have an assistant that does my Success Club banners. And so when I give her all this information and then she puts it in, she doesn't know that you know what I mean? Like you might have said that you made it in the group, and I might remember that, but she doesn't know that. And so that's something that I'm outsourcing recently, which I think, it's just my sister, but she's my assistant. But she does a good job of making that. And so I want to make sure that we all get celebrated and we all don't get forgotten. Okay, the hourly thing that we're going to talk about real quick of the hour, I guess, the moment of truth, is the Diamond Dash. Okay, I am so proud of this team. Like you have no idea how many people even signed up. I think it's like in the 30s now, 30-something people signed up for the Diamond Dash. Like I was hoping that, I thought maybe 15 would sign up. 30, that's pretty awesome. But I also want to share with you my feelings about this, okay? You can sign up and you can spend your $20 and you can kind of go in and say, I'm going to learn a few things and sit back and kind of do whatever, and you may not go anywhere, or you may learn a few things, and that may be where you are in 10 weeks from now. But I promise you, if you commit to checking the group daily, okay, doing the things that I'm going to tell you that we're going to focus on in the group, doing your daily accountability post, I promise you, your business is going to be transformed, okay? It's not possible to take every single thing that you learn every single day and all of a sudden be the best blogger, be the best Instagrammer, be the best Facebooker, but I promise you, you can take 3 or 4 things and really hone in on those and become a better coach. Because I am so excited. I have been following Elise Hubbard for years on Instagram, years. She's like a 7-star diamond, but not just get over the diamonds. She is a master at Instagram, a master. And she's doing a whole entire week on Instagram for our training. That's awesome. Like that is what I am excited about, because I'm going to do the training too. I'm going to be like, yay. I told her I'm so excited to do the training. And then there's another girl that's doing like organization week. You better believe I'm going to be in that week. She's doing Asana organization, and just the time I was on a call today, you guys, the energy, the passion, it's just unbelievable, like what we're offering to the table. And I feel so honored to be part of this group and part of this team. It's Elise Hubbard with a Y, E-L-Y-S-E, Hubbard. That's how you spell it though. Okay, so here's kind of what's going to happen is there's going to be a daily content and then an action step each day in the group, okay? That action step, every coach is doing it different, meaning like I'm going to give you an action step that's going to be less than 10 or 15 minutes a day. Every coach agreed we're not going to give you hours and hours of homework. We're only going Monday through Friday, so that Sunday and Saturday and Sunday you have off. Are you excited about that? I am excited about that. So make this a work week. Tell yourself, okay, I've committed to $20, and treat it like you spent $500 to enter this in. Because if you do that, you're going to give yourself a more option to succeed because you have a little skin in the game. The reason we make you pay is because you have a little skin in the game, and it's exciting for some people. Like honestly, we have 300 and something coaches. If only 20 of you make diamond, that's a good pot to split. But even if you just make your money back, that's pretty awesome, right? And so just be thinking about that. So there's going to be daily content. Okay, you are going to be paired up with a success partner. By Sunday night, you will have a success partner, and then you're going to be paired up with them, and you're going to be exchanging phone numbers, and that's how you are going to be keeping accountable. So you're going to be checking in with that person. So you're going to be saying, if Erin's paired up and they are not going to be from your team. Okay, so someone completely new, someone completely different. Now, some of you, this may be exciting. Some of these may be freaked out. Some of you might go, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? You got yourself into becoming a better leader and to becoming a better like business builder. A lot of people are feeling the exact same way that you're feeling, okay? So I'm really, really excited about this. You're going to be pairing up a success partner, and then we're going to be sharing the 3 vital behaviors and what we call the happy tracker. So the happy tracker is exactly what it sounds like. I'm really excited about this. So the happy tracker is like an acronym for happy. So you're going to talk to your partner. So basically, I guess I'll explain this a little better. The success partner, you're just responsible for sharing the 3 vital behaviors and what the assignment was for that day. Does that make sense? So here's what I did for my personal development. Here's what I did for relationship building, and we'll talk a little bit more about it as we get closer. Here's what I did for my invites. And but the happy tracker, it's up to you if you want to share that with your success partners. I would suggest that you do. But the happy tracker, you are going to be posting the happy tracker in our regular. See, I told you earlier that I was going to make a new page, but we decided as a team of the leaders when we met earlier, like, why don't we let our team see what the Diamond Dash is doing for you? Does that make sense? So, meaning, all that means is you're just going to be posting your accountability in our regular United Legacy Push group. Does that make sense? And they might not know what it means, and they might not know what you're doing, but you're going to be showing them that, hey, I'm showing up every day, and it's going to be inspiring your coaches, and it's going to be inspiring other people, and they're going to see like, oh my gosh, they're doing those things. That's awesome. and they're going to want to maybe be part of the next one. And then in obviously behind the scenes, I'm checking in with all my personally sponsored coaches, and any of my diamonds are checking in with any of their personally sponsored coaches. Does that make sense? But the happy tracker is this. So daily you're going to be checking up, you're going to be sharing like your journey. So not, this is, there's a business part of it, and then there's not a business, there's just your own journey. So you're going to be sharing hydration, activity, plate, plan, and you. So hydration is how much water you had that day for H. Activity is what exercise you got in. P is the plate, what was on your plate that day. P is what's your plan for your food tomorrow, because we always need to have a plan. Y is what you do, what did you do to yourself to be kind to yourself that day, okay? Because we need to make sure we're treating ourselves better. And I think that we forget as coaches, like we help so many other people, we forget to do the basics. Like that's just the basics of running our business. Like we need being better people, right? We need to focus on ourselves. We need to make sure we're getting our workouts in. Okay, so that's half of it. And the other part is the plan, which is the part that ties into your coaching, which is the P for personal development, the L for love. So who did you love on today? Who did you bless today? Who did you reach out today? Okay. A is for adding the 2 new people to your circle of contacts. N is invite, like invite, haha, does that make sense? Invite. Okay. And so inviting 3 people each day to the challenge group or a free paid group or whatever or the coaching opportunity. So I figure that you're going to post the happy plan every day, that you're doing it. It doesn't need, oops. Did I just mess up something? Okay. Sorry. I thought I clicked out on you guys. I was like, oh my gosh, I just shut them off. And I just foresee this being something that we start as we are the ground zero group, and we share this with our team, and we show that this is what we're doing every day. This is how we're building our business. Does that make sense? So that's what you're doing for the basic. That's the accountability aspect of it. Does that make sense? The accountability aspects of it. Then you're going to be posting in the group like your daily, your answer to your action step. And it's going to be pinned at the top of the page, and it's going to be very organized, because you can only respond to the pinned post. So it's not going to be like every person can just post all over the page. It's going to be pinned, and then your answers are going to be all to that post. So you can see what everyone did for that day. Does that make sense? Does that, any questions right now for that? Okay. I don't want you to feel like this happy tracker plan has to be like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. It's very basic, very like, you can be as detailed as you want, but it's important to understand that we got to work on ourselves for the happy part, and we got to have a plan to be successful in this business. Okay. There's also going to be Zoom calls every single Monday night at 8 Central Standard Time, which is 6 Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 Eastern Time, which is 10 Canadian Time, I think. Is that right? I don't know. Okay. They're going to be recorded. So if you want to be on, I would suggest that out of the 10 weeks, here's the deal. You do the best you can. You try to get on as many live ones as you can. Here's what I've always thought. Like, I love learning from you guys, and I know you're going to love learning from other people. So, okay. I truly believe that the cross training is like invaluable. Like, you're going to be learning from so many different people. So we've all decided to do whatever the topic is for that week. So the first week is recruiting, and that Zoom call on that Monday night is going to be about recruiting. Does that make sense? So maybe look at the topics and go, okay, I really want to be on this Zoom call. I really need help in this area. Make sure you're on that call. Plan for it. What's the second week? Oh gosh, I should know that. Let me see real quick if I can figure that out. I believe the second week is, we have all the topics planned out, but let me see. I'll get that for you in a second. I know that I'm doing like week 5, which is building your following on Facebook and your like page. I know I'm also participating in building a team culture. So those are my 2 weeks. But you get what I mean. Okay. And then what's really cool is throughout the week, they're not set. So the leaders that are hosting, so there's 2 co-hosts for each week. The leaders are going to pop into the page and just say, hey, I'm online for the next 3 hours. If you have any questions, I can answer your questions live. Does that make sense? And so we've committed to setting a time each week to be live to answering your questions. And so it's going to be different, and you might not be on, and that's okay. But just make sure you're just checking the group just regularly. I wouldn't say all day, every day, but leave your notifications on. Just make sure that you're checking it so that you get access to that, because that's pretty cool too. And then we've also committed to doing random Zooms. So we might pop on and say, okay, guys, I'm Pacific Standard Time. It's 10 a.m. I have an hour to be on Zoom just to help you with your business. I'm going to pop on. It's going to be on. Here's the link. And then you can just pop on if you want to pop on and just talk to people and ask questions and just ask that person. Maybe that person is hosting recruiting that week and you really want to ask that person about recruiting. Maybe they're hosting about a blog and maybe you don't know how to start a blog. And you know what I mean? And so we're just giving you options. The one thing I don't want you to do is feel like you have to do everything. We're just giving you a big piece of the pie, a pie, and you just take out the pieces that you feel. But the more that you're going to be involved, the better it will be, obviously, right? The more that you're involved. Okay. So, and then we're just going to do I think that's the basics of it. I mean, I'm just so excited about it. And then you do understand how it all works with the money. Like, you understand the requirements. So you had to pay $20. Okay, it's not just reaching diamond. You have to sign 6 coaches in 10 weeks and help 2 new coaches go emerald. Okay, that's the other additional requirements. But I want you to start thinking, oh my gosh, this is never going to happen to. That's less than 1 coach a week, and we're gonna help you get your coaches to emerald. You know how to get your coaches to emerald. You tell them, and you talk to them. We have a 5-day emerald push group. You know what I mean? That I'll probably run in addition to this to help your coaches go emerald. I'll probably do after we get back from Cancun. Maybe in May, I'll do a 5-day push group early May to help some of your coaches go emerald. So we're going to be helping you all the steps. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about, and then we'll have open conversation here, is there's been a few, I guess I've heard this from different teams and just different coaches coming to me and talking about different things. And there's no easy way to talk about it, but I just think that 2 things. Okay. 1, you really need to talk to people and ask them if they're working with a coach before you even start to talk to them. Because there is mistakes that are made that are just mistakes, and it happens, and you don't realize that they have mutual friends, and then you're like, oh crap, and then you can say, okay, I didn't know you're talking to so-and-so, and you can kind of fix it. But when you sign someone as a coach, when someone's been trying to talk to them for months and months and months, that's a really hard thing to cross. Does that make sense? And it's hard to go backwards. So I know that I always, my coaches always check with me, and there's been multiple times where it's happened where, they didn't know that I was talking to someone. That's okay. And sometimes I believe that if you're in the right spot with that coach, maybe they're a better fit for that person. I get that. Just because you talk to someone one time doesn't mean they're yours. Okay, does that make sense? However, it is important to understand that we are a team, and we don't undercut people, and we don't hit people at the knees and say, and try to just sign people at all costs, because that's not how you want your coaches to build their business. So it's not how you want our coaches to build our business. For example, Sabrina was talking to a girl. She came to me and said, Kiana, this girl, I didn't realize you guys were friends. And I just had become friends with her maybe 2 days before that. I hadn't even started a conversation with her. I maybe had said, I think I introduced myself. She had liked something on my page. But that was building your business with integrity. You get that? I said to her, Sabrina, you can have her. I haven't even talked to her. That's fine. But that to me shows me someone that cares about their business, equal ethics. And so just be aware that they're really cracking down. I don't know if you know the big controversy that happened. Miguel, he's from the Bombshell Dynasty. He lost his cab member. I don't even know if you know what that is, but every year they pick cab members that are basically in charge of Beachbody's. They just come up with they take 10, I think it's 10 members or maybe 8 members every year. They're voted in every 3 years, and they're a very big part of Beachbody's vision. Does that make sense? They look at where we want to go in the company. They come up with promotions. They come up with helping the videos. Well, he was sending out an email to a lot of people on email list asking them to advisory board. Thank you. Asking them to change and switch to him as their coach, offering them an incentive. But it was a really weird, interesting thing. And some head coach, some coaches got that and they dropped his rank. They took him off the national wake-up call, and he resigned from the advisory board. That doesn't mean he's a terrible person. It just means there was some things that were happening that were not the most ethical and with integrity. And the more people I talk about, like, they think he's a great guy. It just was the way that he was doing it. Does that make sense? So we just need to make sure we're being very careful with what we're doing. And I don't think anyone's doing it in particular. I just have heard about it happening on our team, and I don't want anyone to get their feelings hurt or lose a friendship over a business partner. Does that make sense? Just because you want a quick sell or you want someone to be a coach. I don't know. I guess the other thing is your opportunity. You have everything at your plate. You have the trainings in place. You have the back office. You have all these different things. And with Beachbody, it's not just like you go to work, you show up, you read a piece of paper, and then you're trained. Like, you can get trained from so many different avenues. And so I feel like you can, it can be overwhelming sometimes. So I just want you to really focus on understanding that if you put your time into the Diamond Dash and you put your effort into this, it's going to grow your business, because we're doing everything the right way. We're showing you exactly what you need to do. But you also need to know that you can take this for 10 weeks and then end up the same coach that you are today. And I don't want that to happen. But you got to take responsibility, and you got to become the person that you can be. Okay? And I just am so excited right now because Lisa's on the call and she just had a baby. Like, that is freaking awesome. Lisa, I'm so proud of you for being on this call. Holla! 4 kids, by the way. So like that right there is amazing to me. But I want you to take responsibility. I just have been hearing things behind the scenes, and it happens with all teams, not just our team, a lot of teams, where people just start to blame people. It's like, oh, my upline isn't talking to me as much, or, they didn't send me a message, or they didn't tag me, or, I feel like I'm ignored. Okay. If that has how you feel, you should go to that person and say, hey, I'm feeling this way. I would love to have a little bit more support in this area. Like, just, that's your responsibility, right? Just go to them. It's not one way is what I'm trying to say. I think a lot of times we look at our upline and think they should be doing X, Y, and Z for us. You're your own business owner. You're your own CEO. So I'm giving you the foundation to be successful. I'm going to do everything I possibly can, and you better believe I will bust my butt backwards for you if you ask me to do something. If you want me to do a GSR call for you, if you want me to do, an extra training for your team, I will do whatever I can to help you. I will. I can't always do everything, but you got to put in the work. So the bottom line is you got to put in the work in the Diamond Dash in order to become the person that you want to be. Diamonds weren't made overnight. Diamonds are a really nasty rock, and then they're chiseled over time, and they become this beautiful rock. Like, that's just how it is. And I want you to, and it all starts with belief in the fact that you can change. Whether, I don't care what you've done in the past. Like, ignore everything in the past. Like, I could care less if you've never signed. Okay, maybe I care, but I don't care if you've never signed a coach in your life. I don't care if you've never sold a challenge pack, or, like, that doesn't matter. You can start today. Like, you can start telling yourself, my mindset's shifting. I'm changing today. This is what I want. And I want you to start really looking at this business as the opportunity that it is. Like, you guys, the freedom that this provides is amazing. And you got to get that in your mind, not so much what the money is, but what does that money provide for you freedom-wise? And it could be traveling. It could be doing whatever you want. It could be buying a new house. It could be getting, the car of your dreams. I don't know. It could be taking your kids someplace. But you got to hold on to that and tell yourself, like, that's what this business does. But it doesn't happen overnight, because this business is 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward. So on those 2 step back days, what's gonna keep you motivated and excited and inspired? I hope it's your team, and I hope it's knowing that you want to help people and looking at the vision of where you want to go. Because when I look at the vision of where I want to go, it's amazing. And I hope you realize that, you guys, like, for example, in 1 year, my team has increased by 60% in 1 year. So like we went from 200 and something people on my team to 800 and something people right now. Next year, we're probably going to push over 1,500 people on our team. It's insane, right? It's crazy. And so I just am super proud of where we're going and where we're headed. And if you're on this call, you're a leader. I mean, that's what I look at you as. I don't like if you're a brand new coach, you got on the call, you picked up the phone or you clicked on the computer and you made an effort to be here, which is awesome, right? And so that's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of you guys. So I just want to say, take responsibility for your own business. If I were to ask you, what have you done? Have you been tracking, like, what have you been doing? How many people have you talked to? How many new conversations have you talked to? What are you doing for your personal development? What are you doing to get yourself on track with your own fitness goals? Like, those are the questions I'm going to ask you if you tell me that you're stuck, because I think that it all goes back to the basics. And just remember, and most importantly, you guys, I just want you to have fun. Like, this group is fun. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be, like, I'm blown away with what I've learned in the last couple weeks that I've been talking to them. And so I'm excited because I suggest also that you get a notebook. Just get a notebook or, like, maybe some papers that you know, put in a binder somewhere where it could be all the same all the stuff from our group that we're learning. So the Diamond Dash, so that you know. And just make sure you have it all in one spot. Okay? Okay. Anyone? All right. So that's all I have for tonight. But we have 10 minutes. So anyone have any comments? Anyone want to talk? We can just talk because, you know, we're cool like that. We're nice, right? You can all turn off your mutes now and talk to me. Anyone have any comments?
I have a question.
Yes.
So if I were to focus on getting my husband to Diamond,
yes.
Does that still mean I would need to add 6 personally sponsored coaches and 2 Emeralds personally, and then him?
No, in his business center. Whatever business center you're working on, you need to do it in that business center.
Okay.
But the one thing I will tell you, they do not want them to be split. So they do not want to, like, have 3 in yours and 3 in his and say, oh, I signed 6. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's a good question. So no. Yeah. Anyone else?
In the chat.
If you haven't built your husbands or your partners or your best friends or your sister's brother's cousin to Emerald, build them to Emerald, and that will be one of your Emeralds, right? Like, that's a smart thing to do, right? Build that person to Emerald, and then you build then you build someone else to Emerald, and then you grow that way, right?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
awesome.
We are having an opportunity call on Monday. Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. We're just going to put it into our schedule. No matter what, we're going to do them. And if I can't, I'm going to be here that Monday, but if I can't host it, I'm going to recruit you guys to start doing it, because technically we should just be getting good at them all the time, right? We should practice them. Anyone volunteer for sharing their story on the opportunity call? Oh, don't all raise your hands at once.
What time is it?
What?
It's at 6 Pacific Standard Time.
9.
Oh, that's another thing I was going to say. That was another thing I told him about. Like, we have our opportunity calls on Monday nights, but they have their call on Monday night too. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Huh. But they also said that they're going to open it up for opportunity calls, like their whole team. Any team that's doing an opportunity call will share their link, and you guys can have access to all of those. Does that make sense? So you can see other coaches doing their opportunity calls. So I promise you, there's going to be access to a lot of opportunity calls. So what do you want to do? Because that's not very smart to have the first Zoom call have the same time as opportunity call. We can move our call to a different time. We could do it at like 5 Pacific Standard Time, or we can do it at later, but that's just later for you guys. What do you guys think?
The 5 might work. It's just an hour before. Or the later might work too. I mean, sometimes people don't really settle down. If you've got kids and you're cooking dinner, you probably don't really settle down until 9:30, 10 o'clock sometimes. At least in my sister's house, that's how it rolls.
Later works better for me as well.
But that's like if it's 9 o'clock my time, that's like 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Does that make sense?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm thinking 10 p.m. Eastern time.
If it's 9, people do all the time do Eastern Standard Time at 9, but that's still 6 my time.
I see what you're saying.
I think the call for the Diamond Zoom call is at 8 Central. Isn't that like 6 Pacific?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Central is 2 hours ahead, right, of us? So that'd be 6 Pacific. So I just don't want to go, oh yeah, we're hosting an opportunity. I don't want to do it at the same time because I think that's, it's like putting 2 of your team against each other. Not really, but I mean, I want you guys to be on that Zoom call if you can be on that Zoom call. It's a recruiting call. We all need to be on that call. Does that make sense? If you're
Yeah.
gonna be
If
on
we
the
go
call,
an hour after, though,
or I can
assuming
switch it.
the call
I
is
can
only
switch
an
it
hour.
I can switch it to just on this week. Just switch it to Tuesday. But I don't know if that bothers people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm fine with doing Tuesday. It might be easier for balancing the time schedule. I don't know what everybody else has on a Tuesday, though.
Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Let me look at my schedule. Does that work? I mean, here's the thing: is you may not like. You should just this is what I want to teach our team, and you should be teaching your downline. And Sabrina's done a pretty good job of this. Is just we need to like be constantly inviting all the time to the opportunity, and you need to know when the next one is. And so you should just always be inviting all the time. And if you don't do the live ones, like you should be sending them a recording of one that we've done that you feel like would connect with them. Does that make sense? So. And that's why I wanted to get multiple stories. Like I wanted to do, just people, like a story of someone that maybe is like a mom that works, maybe a mom that doesn't work, maybe Sabrina that's like a single person that travels all the time, maybe a person that works 50, different perspective. Like, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. But next Tuesday is the night before I leave to Cancun.
Oh, my.
But I'll do it. Or we just share the recorded call next week.
Recorded call's great.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Because what I've been doing too is like when I'm in a conversation and I'd say, like I did this call, I would love for you to listen to it. And they're like, okay, when is it? And I'll be like, well, actually it was recorded. I would love to send you the link. When would you like to listen to the link? And then they tell me, and then I send it to them. And I say, okay, by Tuesday, would you have listened to it? Sure. And then I check back with them. You know what I mean? So the link that we did the last call was really good. If you want to do that one, use that one for this week. But I'm up for anything. I just don't want to do it at the same time. Since we're all so talkative.
Tiana, why don't you do the recorded call? Because you're going to be the night before going to Cancun. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I have an outline too. If you want to do your own call, like honest to God, put yourself out there, do your own call. I have the outline. If you want to do that too.
Can you send me the outline? I don't know how many people are going to actually commit, but it might be good practice. I'm going to do my first getting started right call also this weekend, so.
I can help. I got your text. I was going to text you back, Sabrina.
Okay, cool.
And I can send the outline, and I can even post it in in the files, just so that everyone has the outline, just so that you can do it on if you want to do it. You know what I mean?
Could you do that? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And then we can
It's very basic.
It's
really good. It's just like, this is where you share your story, and this is what you need to talk about this. And you need to talk about, and the way that I did it, I liked it because I did it for the first time, the last opportunity call, and it went really smoothly. I liked it. Yeah. Cool. So I will share it. I will upload that. Any questions? Any other questions? We got 3 minutes. Are you excited for the Diamond Dash?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Are you excited for that success partner? I'm excited.
Yeah, I am. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
When will we know who we're assigned
She
to?
said that you're assigned, you should know, because it starts Monday, you should know by Sunday night. So we're due on Saturday, all the payments due Saturday by midnight, and then we have Sunday to get everything in order, get all your success partners in order, and then we start Monday. And we have, I'm going to be in Cancun. That's why I didn't do week 1 or week 2. But there's 4 of the 10 coaches that aren't going to Cancun. And I'll check in I'll check 2 groups, my challenge group and the Diamond Dash. That's what I'm going to check when I'm in Cancun. But I'm excited because it's going to knock your socks off, right?
Plus, everybody gets their purple boots for Summit.
Who gets their purple boots? Okay, by the way, if you're a diamond on United Legacy by Summit, you get to wear cowboy boots. You get to wear cowboy boots, and we're gonna bust those cowboy boots out. Purple boots, by the way. Oh, Marin, you are. You are wearing boots. Don't you shake your head at me. Don't you I shouldn't say are, like if you're diamond. I should say when you're diamond, right? Boom.
Yeah.
So this diamond dash was strategically placed 10 weeks because we thought 4 weeks to diamond is not realistic. Yes, people do make it. I'm not saying you can't go diamond in 4 weeks. But 6 weeks, you know, like you can totally go diamond. But 10 weeks, that gives us a good, like, okay, we can do this. Majority of the people can do this. We can do this. And it's right before May 20th cutoff so that you'll be recognized at Summit. Right? Like you want to be walking with the big banners, woo woo, and Summit. Anyone else excited? Woo! Oh my gosh, Summit is like gonna knock your socks off. It's amazing. If you don't even know what I'm talking about, you should know what Summit is. You should try to be there at all costs. I know some of you might think, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. I can't afford it. Okay, if it's not gonna turn off your lights in your house, get there. Like if it's not gonna turn off your lights, I know people that like literally hitchhiked. This is so terrible to tell you, but hitchhiked like halfway there, rode a bus the other half of the way, then slept on the floor with like 7 women. And that girl like totally transformed her business. Like it was an amazing story. Like transformed her business. And she was like her whole family was like, what are you doing? Like you should not be doing this. But she went. So if there's any possible way, any inkling of way that you can go, get in there. Okay, everyone smile. Let me see if I can take a picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Oh, it didn't work. Someone take a picture. Can someone take a picture of us and send it or post it? Take a picture. Can anyone print a screen? Do you know how to do that? PRTSC on your computer. Look on the very top. Print screen. Do you see it?
Oh.
Get ready, smile. Mine's not working, and we have less than 1 minute.
How do you know if it's going? It doesn't.
Oh, I'm gonna take a picture with my phone.
This is not like.
Smile, ready? Oh.